Lionel Andrés Messi, born June 24, 1987, is an Argentine professional footballer who plays as a forward for Ligue 1 club Paris Saint-Germain and captains the Argentina national team. Widely regarded as one of the greatest players of all time, Messi has won a record 7 Ballon d'Or awards, a record 6 European Golden Shoes, and in 2020 was named to the Ballon d'Or Dream Team. Until leaving the club in 2021, he had spent his entire professional career with Barcelona, where he won a club record 35 trophies, including 10 La Liga titles, 7 Copa del Rey titles and 4 UEFA Champions Leagues. With his country, he won the 2021 Copa America and the 2022 FIFA World Cup. A prolific goalscorer and creative playmaker, Messi holds the records for most goals in La Liga, most hat-tricks in La Liga and the UEFA Champions League, and most assists in La Liga and the Copa America. He has also the most international goals by a South American male. Messi has scored over senior career goals for club and country, and has the most goals by a player for a single club. America, while winning the Golden Ball and Golden Boot for the latter. This achievement would see him receive a record 7th Ballon d'Or in 2021. In 2022, he captained his country to win the 2022 FIFA World Cup, for which he won the Golden Ball for a record 2nd time, and broke the record for most appearances in World Cup tournaments with 26 matches played. Messi has endorsed sportswear company Adidas since 2006. According to France Football, he was the world's highest-paid footballer for 5 years out of 6 between 2009 and 2014, and was ranked the world's highest-paid athlete by Forbes in 2019 and 2022. Messi was among Time's 100 most influential people in the world in 2011 and 2012. In February 2020, he was awarded the Laureus World Sportsman of the Year, thus becoming the first footballer and the first team sport athlete to win the award. Later that year, Messi became the second footballer and second team sport athlete to surpass $1 billion in career earnings. Messi was born on June 24, 1987 in Rosario, Santa Fe, the third of 4 children of Jorge Messi, a steel factory manager, and his wife Celia Cuccittini, who worked in a magnet manufacturing workshop. On his father's side, he is of Italian and Spanish descent, the great-grandson of immigrants from the north-central Adriatic Marche region of Italy, and on his mother's side, he has primarily Italian ancestry. Growing up in a tight-knit, football-loving family, Leo developed a passion for the sport from an early age, playing constantly with his older brothers, Rodrigo and Matias, and his cousins, Maximiliano and Emmanuel Biancucci, both of whom became professional footballers. At the age of 4 he joined local club Grandoli, where he was coached by his father, though his earliest influence as a player came from his maternal grandmother, Celia, who accompanied him to training and matches. He was greatly affected by her death, shortly before his 11th birthday. Since then, as a devout Roman Catholic, he has celebrated his goals by looking up and pointing to the sky in tribute to his grandmother. A lifelong supporter of Newell's Old Boys, Messi joined the Rosario club when he was 6 years old. During the 6 years he played for Newell's, he scored almost 500 goals as a member of the Machine of '87, the near-unbeatable youth side named for the year of their birth, and regularly entertained crowds by performing ball tricks during halftime of the first team's home games. However, his future as a professional player was threatened when, aged 10, he was diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency. As his father's health insurance covered only 2 years of growth hormone treatment, which cost at least $1,000 per month, Newell's agreed to contribute but later reneged on their promise. He was scouted by Buenos Aires club River Plate, whose playmaker, Pablo Aimar, he idolized, but they declined to pay for his treatment. His goal-scoring idol growing up was Ronaldo, with Messi calling him the best forward I've ever seen. As the Messi family had relatives in Catalonia, they sought to arrange a trial with Barcelona in September 2000. First-team director Charlie Rexach immediately wanted to sign him, but the board of directors hesitated. At the time it was highly unusual for European clubs to sign foreign players of such a young age. On December 14, an ultimatum was issued for Barcelona to prove their commitment, and Rexach, with no other paper at hand, offered a contract on a paper napkin. In February 2001, the family relocated to Barcelona, where they moved into an apartment near the club's stadium, Camp Nou. During his first year in Spain, Messi rarely played with the Infantiles due to a transfer conflict with Newell's. As a foreigner, he could only be fielded in friendlies and the Catalan League. Without football, he struggled to integrate into the team, already reserved by nature. He was so quiet that his teammates initially believed he was mute. At home, he suffered from homesickness after his mother moved back to Rosario with his brothers and little sister, Maria Sol, while he stayed in Barcelona with his father. After a year at Barcelona's youth academy, La Masia, Messi was finally enrolled in the Royal Spanish Football Federation, RFEF, in February 2002. Now playing in all competitions, he befriended his teammates, among whom were Cesc Fabregas and Gerard Piqué. After completing his growth hormone treatment aged 14, Messi became an integral part of the Baby Dream team, Barcelona's greatest ever youth side. During his first full season, 2002-2003, he was top scorer with 36 goals in 30 games for the Cadetes A, who won an unprecedented treble of the league and both the Spanish and Catalan Cups. The Copa Catalunya final, a 4-1 victory over Espanyol, became known in club lore as the Partido de la Mascara, the final of the mask. A week after suffering a broken cheekbone during a league match, Messi was allowed to start the game on the condition that he wear a plastic protector. Soon hindered by the mask, he took it off and scored 2 goals in 10 minutes before his substitution. At the close of the season, he received an offer to join Arsenal, his first from a foreign club, but while Fabregas and Piqué soon left for England, he chose to remain in Barcelona. During the 2003-2004 season, his fourth with Barcelona, Messi rapidly progressed through the club's ranks, debuting for a record 5 youth teams in a single campaign. After being named player of the tournament in 4 international preseason competitions with the Juveniles B, he played only 1 official match with the team before being promoted to the Juveniles A, where he scored 18 goals in 11 league games. Messi was then one of several youth players called up to strengthen a depleted first team during the international break. French winger Ludovic Joly explained how Messi caught the eye in a training session with Frank Rijkaard's first team. "He destroyed us all. They were kicking him all over the place to avoid being ridiculed by this kid. He just got up and kept on playing. He would dribble past 4 players and score a goal. Even the team's starting centre-backs were nervous. He was an alien." At 16 years, 4 months, and 23 days old, Messi made his first team debut when he came on in the 75th minute during a friendly against José Mourinho's Porto on November 16, 2003. His performance, creating 2 chances and a shot on goal, impressed the technical staff, and he subsequently began training daily with the club's reserve side, Barcelona B, as well as weekly with the first team. After his first training session with the senior squad, Barca's new star player, Ronaldinho, told his teammates that he believed the 16-year-old would become an even better player than himself. Ronaldinho soon befriended Messi, whom he called little brother, which greatly eased his transition into the first team. To gain further match experience, Messi joined Barcelona C in addition to the Juveniles A, playing his first game for the third team on November 29. He helped save them from the relegation zone of the Tercera División, scoring 5 goals in 10 games, including a hat-trick in 8 minutes during a Copa del Rey match while man-marked by Sevilla's Sergio Ramos. His progress was reflected in his first professional contract, signed on February 4, 2004, which lasted until 2012 and contained an initial buyout clause of €30 million. A month later, on March 6, he made his debut for Barcelona B in the Segunda División B, and his buyout clause automatically increased to €80 million. He played 5 games with the B team that season but did not score. Physically he was weaker than his opponents, who were often much older and taller, and in training he worked on increasing his muscle mass and overall strength in order to be able to shake off defenders. Towards the end of the season, he returned to both youth teams, helping the Juveniles B win the league. He finished the campaign having scored for 4 of his 5 teams with a total of 36 goals in all official competitions. During the 2004-2005 season, Messi was a guaranteed starter for the B team, playing 17 games throughout the campaign and scoring on 6 occasions. Since his debut the previous November, he had not been called up to the first team again, but in October 2004, the senior players asked manager Frank Rijkaard to promote him. Since Ronaldinho already played on the left wing, Rijkaard moved Messi from his usual position onto the right flank, though initially against the player's wishes, allowing him to cut into the center of the pitch and shoot with his dominant left foot. Messi made his league debut during the next match on October 16 against Espanyol, coming on in the 82nd minute. At 17 years, 3 months, and 22 days old, he was at the time the youngest player to represent Barcelona in an official competition. As a substitute player, he played 244 minutes in 9 matches for the first team that season, including his debut in the UEFA Champions League against Shakhtar Donetsk. He scored his first senior goal on May 1, 2005, against Albacete, from an assist by Ronaldinho, becoming, at that time, the youngest ever scorer for the club. Barcelona, in their second season under Rijkaard, won the league for the first time in 6 years. 2005 to 2008, becoming a starting 11 player. In my entire life I have. On June 24, his 18th birthday, Messi signed his first contract as a senior team player. It made him a Barcelona player until 2010, 2 years less than his previous contract. But his buyout clause increased to €150 million. His breakthrough came 2 months later, on August 24, during the Joan Gamper Trophy, Barcelona's preseason competition. A starter for the first time, he gave a well-received performance against Fabio Capello's Juventus, receiving an ovation from the Camp Nou. While Capello requested to loan Messi, a bid to buy him came from Inter Milan, who were willing to pay his €150 million buyout clause and triple his wages. According to then-President Joan Laporta, it was the only time the club faced a real risk of losing Messi. But he ultimately decided to stay. On September 16, his contract was updated for the second time in 3 months and extended to 2014. Due to issues regarding his legal status in the Royal Spanish Football Federation, Messi missed the start of La Liga, but on September 26, he acquired Spanish citizenship and became eligible to play. Wearing the number 19 shirt, he gradually established himself as the first-choice right winger, forming an attacking trio with Ronaldinho and striker Samuel Eto'o. He was in the starting lineup in major matches like his first Clásico against rivals Real Madrid on November 19, as well as Barcelona's away victory over Chelsea in the last 16 round of the Champions League, which came on back of an intense period of rivalry between the clubs, leading a resentful Messi to state, "We would rather play Arsenal, Manchester United or anyone else than be on the pitch with Chelsea." After he had scored 8 goals in 25 games, including his first in the Champions League, in a 5-0 win over Panathinaikos on November 2, 2005, his season ended prematurely during the return leg against Chelsea on March 7, 2006, when he suffered a torn hamstring. Messi worked to regain fitness in time for the Champions League final. But on May 17, the day of the final, he was eventually ruled out. He was so disappointed that he did not celebrate his team's victory over Arsenal in Paris, something he later came to regret. While Barcelona began a gradual decline, The 19-year-old Messi established himself as one of the best players in the world during the 2006-07 campaign. Already an idol to the Gules, the club's supporters, he scored 17 goals in 36 games across all competitions. However, their performances deteriorated in the second half of the 2012-13 campaign, concurrently with Villanova's absence due to ill health. After losing successive Clásicos, including the Copa del Rey semi-finals, they were nearly eliminated in the first knockout round of the Champions League by AC Milan, but a revival of form in the second leg led to a 4-0 comeback, with 2 goals and an assist from Messi. Now in his 9th senior season with Barcelona, Messi signed a new contract on February 7, committing himself to the club through 2018, while his fixed wage rose to €13 million. He wore the captain's armband for the first time a month later, on March 17, in a league match against Rayo Vallecano. By then, he had become the team's tactical focal point to a degree that was arguably rivaled only by former Barcelona players Josep Samitier, Laszlo Kubala and Johan Cruyff. Since his evolution into a false 9 3 years earlier, his input into the team's attack had increased, from 24% in their treble-winning campaign. His goal contribution rose to more than 40% that season. After 4 largely injury-free seasons, the muscular injuries that had previously plagued Messi reoccurred. After he suffered a hamstring strain on April 2, during the first quarter-final against Paris Saint-Germain, his appearances became sporadic. In the second leg against PSG, with an underperforming Barcelona down a goal, Messi came off the bench in the second half and within 9 minutes helped create their game-tying goal, which allowed them to progress to the semi-finals. Still unfit, he proved ineffective during the first leg against Bayern Munich and was unable to play at all during the second, as Barcelona were defeated 7-0 on aggregate by the eventual champions. These matches gave credence to the notion of Messi-dependencia, Barcelona's perceived tactical and psychological dependence on their star player. Messi continued to struggle with injury throughout 2013, eventually parting ways with his longtime personal physiotherapist. Further damage to his hamstring sustained on May 12 ended his goal-scoring streak of 21 consecutive league games, a worldwide record. He had netted 33 goals during his run, including a 4-goal display against Osasuna, while becoming the first player to score consecutively against all 19 opposition teams in La Liga. With 60 goals in all competitions, including 46 goals in La Liga, he finished the campaign as league top scorer in Spain and Europe for the second consecutive year, becoming the first player in history to win the European Golden Shoe 3 times. Following an irregular start to the new season under manager Gerardo Martino, formerly of his boyhood club Newell's Old Boys, Messi suffered his 5th injury of 2013 when he tore his hamstring on November 10, leaving him sidelined for 2 months. Despite his injuries, he was voted runner-up for the FIFA Ballon d'Or, relinquishing the award after a 4-year monopoly to Cristiano Ronaldo. During the second half of the 2013-2014 season, doubts persisted over Messi's form, leading to a perception among the Gules that he was reserving himself for the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Statistically, his contribution of goals, shots, and passes had dropped significantly compared to previous seasons. He still managed to break 2 long-standing records in a span of 7 days. A hat-trick on March 16 against Osasuna saw him overtake Paulino Alcántara's 369 goals to become Barcelona's top goalscorer in all competitions including friendlies. While another hat-trick against Real Madrid on March 23 made him the all-time top scorer in El Clásico, ahead of the 18 goals scored by former Real Madrid player Alfredo Di Stefano. Messi finished the campaign with his worst output in 5 seasons, though he still managed to score 41 goals in all competitions. For the first time in 5 years, Barcelona ended the season without a major trophy. They were defeated in the Copa del Rey final by Real Madrid and lost the league in the last game to Atletico Madrid, causing Messi to be booed by sections of fans at the Camp Nou. After prolonged speculation over his future with the club, Messi signed a new contract on May 19, 2014, only a year after his last contractual update. His salary increased to €20 million, or €36 million before taxes, the highest wage in the sport. It was reported that Villanova played a key role in convincing Messi to stay amid strong interest from Mourinho's Chelsea. In 2014 to 2015, second treble. Under new manager and former captain Luis Enrique, Messi experienced a largely injury-free start to the 2014 to 2015 season, allowing him to break 3 more long-standing records towards the end of the year. A hat-trick scored against Sevilla on November 22 made him the all-time top scorer in La Liga, as he surpassed the 59-year record of 251 league goals held by Telmo Zarra. A third hat-trick, scored against city rivals Espanyol on December 7, allowed him to surpass Cesar Rodriguez as the all-time top scorer in the Derby Barcelona with 12 goals. Messi again placed second in the FIFA Ballon d'Or behind Cristiano Ronaldo, largely owing to his second-place achievement with Argentina at the World Cup. At the start of 2015, Barcelona were perceived to be headed for another disappointing end to the season, with renewed speculation in the media that Messi was leaving the club. A turning point came on January 11 during a 3-1 victory over Atletico Madrid, the first time Barca's attacking trident of Messi, Luis Suarez and Neymar, dubbed MSN, each scored in a match, marking the beginning of a highly successful run. After 5 years of playing in the center of the pitch, Messi had returned to his old position on the right wing late the previous year, by his own suggestion according to Suarez, their striker. From there, he regained his best form, while Suarez and Neymar ended the team's attacking dependency on their star player. With 58 goals from Messi, the trio scored a total of 122 goals in all competitions that season, a record in Spanish football. Towards the end of the campaign, Messi scored in a 1-0 away win over Atletico Madrid on May 17, securing the La Liga title. Among his 43 league goals that season was a hat-trick scored in 11 minutes against Rayo Vallecano on March 8. The fastest of his senior career, it was his 32nd hat-trick overall for Barcelona, allowing him to overtake Telmo Zarra with the most hat-tricks in Spanish football. As the season's top assist provider with 18, he surpassed Luis Figo with the most assists in La Liga. He made his record 106th assist in a fixture against Levante on February 15, in which he also scored a hat-trick. Messi scored twice as Barcelona defeated Athletic Bilbao 3-1 in the Copa del Rey final on May 30, achieving the 6th double in their history. His opening goal was hailed as one of the greatest in his career. He collected the ball near the halfway line and beat 4 opposing players, before feinting the goalkeeper to score in a tight space by the near post. In the Champions League, Messi scored twice and set up another in their 3-0 semi-final victory over Bayern Munich, now under the stewardship of Guardiola. His second goal, which came only 3 minutes after his first, saw him chip the ball over goalkeeper Manuel Neuer after his dribble past Jerome Boateng had made the defender drop to the ground. It went viral, becoming the year's most tweeted about sporting moment, and was named the best goal of the season by UEFA. Despite a second-leg loss, Barcelona progressed to the final on June 6 in Berlin, where they defeated Juventus 3-1 to win their second treble, becoming the first team in history to do so. Although Messi did not score, he participated in each of his side's goals, particularly the second as he forced a parried save from goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon, from which Suarez scored the match-winning goal on the rebound. In addition to being the top assist provider with 6 assists, Messi finished the competition as the joint top scorer with 10 goals, which earned him the distinction of being the first player ever to achieve the top scoring mark in 5 Champions League seasons. For his efforts during the season, he received the UEFA Best Player in Europe award for a second time. 2015 to 2016, domestic success. Messi opened the 2015-2016 season by scoring twice from free kicks in Barcelona's 5-4 victory, after extra time, over Sevilla in the UEFA Super Cup. On September 16, he became the youngest player to make 100 appearances in the UEFA Champions League in a 1-1 away draw to Roma. After a knee injury, he returned to the pitch on November 21, making a substitute appearance in Barcelona's 4-0 away win over rivals Real Madrid in El Clásico. Messi capped off the year by winning the 2015 FIFA Club World Cup final on December 20, collecting his fifth club trophy of 2015 as Barcelona defeated River Plate 3-0 in Yokohama. On December 30, Messi scored on his 500th appearance for Barcelona, in a 4-0 home win over Real Betis. On January 11, 2016, Messi won the FIFA Ballon d'Or for a record fifth time in his career. On February 3, he scored a hat-trick in Barcelona's 7-0 win against Valencia in the first leg of the Copa del Rey semi-final at the Camp Nou. In a 6-1 home win against Celta Vigo in the league, Messi assisted Suarez from a penalty kick. Some saw it as a touch of genius, while others criticized it as being disrespectful to the opponent. The Celta players never complained and their coach defended the penalty, stating, "Barca's forwards are very respectful." The penalty routine has been compared to that of Barca icon Johan Cruyff in 1982, who was battling lung cancer, leading many fans to indicate that the penalty was a tribute to him. Cruyff himself was very happy with the play, insisting it was legal and entertaining. On February 17, Messi reached his 300th league goal in a 1-3 away win against Sporting de Gijón. A few days later, he scored both goals in Barcelona's 0-2 win against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, in the first leg of the 2015-2016 UEFA Champions League round of 16. With the second goal being Barcelona's 10,000th in official competitions. On April 17, Messi ended a 5-match scoring drought with his 500th senior career goal for club and country in Barcelona's 2-1 home loss to Valencia. Messi finished the 2015-2016 season by setting up both goals in Barcelona's 2-0 extra-time win over Sevilla in the 2016 Copa del Rey final, at the Vicente Calderón Stadium, on May 22, 2016, as the club celebrated winning the domestic double for the second consecutive season. In total, Messi scored 41 goals as Barcelona's attacking trio managed a Spanish record of 131 goals throughout the season, breaking the record they had set the previous season. 2016-2017, fourth Golden Boot. Messi opened the 2016-2017 season by lifting the 2016 Supercopa de España as Barcelona's captain in the absence of the injured Andrés Iniesta. He set up Munir's goal in a 2-0 away win over Sevilla in the first leg on August 14, and subsequently scored in a 3-0 win in the return leg on August 17. 3 days later, he scored 2 goals as Barcelona won 6-2 against Real Betis in the opening game of the 2016-2017 La Liga season. On September 13, Messi scored his first hat-trick of the season in the opening game of the 2016-2017 UEFA Champions League campaign against Celtic in a 7-0 victory. This was also Messi's sixth hat-trick in the Champions League, the most by any player. A week later, Messi sustained a groin injury in a 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid and was ruled out with injury for 3 weeks. He marked his return with a goal, scoring 3 minutes after coming off the bench in a 4-0 home win over Deportivo de La Coruña, on October 16. 3 days after this, he netted his 37th club hat-trick as Barcelona defeated Manchester City 4-0. On November 1, Messi scored his 54th Champions League group stage goal in Barcelona's 3-1 away loss to Manchester City, surpassing the previous record of 53 goals held by Raúl. Shoe Award. On April 21, Messi scored Barcelona's second goal, his 40th of the season, in a 5-0 win over Sevilla in the 2018 Copa del Rey final, later also setting up Suarez's second goal. This was Barcelona's fourth consecutive title and their 30th overall. On April 29, Messi scored a hat-trick in a 4-2 away win over Deportivo de La Coruña, which saw Barcelona claim their 25th league title. On May 9, Messi scored as Barcelona defeated Villarreal 5-1 to set the longest unbeaten streak, 43 games, in La Liga history. 2018-2019, captaincy, 10th La Liga title, and a record 6th Golden Boot. With the departure of former captain Andrés Iniesta in May 2018, Messi was named the team's new captain for the following season. On August 12, he lifted his first title as Barcelona's captain, the Supercopa de España, following a 2-1 victory over Sevilla. On August 19, Messi scored twice in helping Barcelona defeat Alaves 3-0 in their first La Liga match of the season, with his first goal, a free kick that he rolled under the jumping Alaves wall, making history in being Barcelona's 6,000th goal in La Liga. On September 18, Messi scored a hat-trick in a 4-0 home win over PSV Eindhoven in Barcelona's opening Champions League group stage match of the season, setting a new record for most hat-tricks in the competition, with 8. On October 20, Messi scored in a 4-2 home win over Sevilla, but was later forced off in the 26th minute after falling awkwardly and injuring his right arm. Tests later confirmed that he had fractured his radial bone, ruling him out for approximately 3 weeks. On December 8, Messi scored 2 free kicks, his 9th and 10th goals from set pieces during the calendar year, in a 4-0 away win over Derby Barcelona rivals Espanyol in La Liga. This was the first time ever that he had managed such a feat in the league. His first goal was also his 10th league goal of the season, making him the first player ever to reach double figures in La Liga for 13 consecutive seasons. 2-1 defeat to Valencia in the 2019 Copa del Rey final. 2019-2020, record 6th Ballon d'Or. On August 5, 2019, it was announced that Messi would miss Barcelona's US tour after sustaining a right calf injury. On August 19, Messi's chipped goal from the edge of the box against Real Betis was nominated for the 2019 FIFA Puskas Award. Later that month, he suffered another setback following the return of his calf injury, which ruled him out of the opening game of the season. As a result, he was sidelined indefinitely, and was only expected to return to action with Barcelona after the September international break. On September 2, Messi was shortlisted as one of the 3 finalists for both the 2019 FIFA Puskas Award and the 2019 Best FIFA Men's Player Award, with Messi winning the latter on September 23. Messi made his first appearance of the season on September 17, and on October 6 he scored his first goal of the season with a free kick in a 4-0 home win over Sevilla. This was his 420th goal in La Liga, which saw him break Cristiano Ronaldo's record of 419 goals scored in Europe's top 5 leagues. On October 23, Messi scored his first Champions League goal of the season in a 2-1 away win over Slavia Prague, becoming the first player to score in 15 consecutive Champions League seasons, excluding qualifying rounds. He also equaled Raúl and Cristiano Ronaldo's shared record of the most sides scored against in the competition. On October 29, Messi scored in a 5-1 home win over Real Valladolid in La Liga. His first goal, a set piece from 35 yards, was the 50th free kick of his career. His goals, 608, also saw him overtake Cristiano Ronaldo's senior goal tally, 606, at club level. On November 9, Messi scored 3 goals, including 2 free kicks, in a 4-1 home win against Celta Vigo. This was his 34th hat-trick in La Liga, equaling Cristiano Ronaldo's Spanish top-flight record. On November 27, in what was his 700th appearance for Barcelona, Messi scored 1 goal and assisted 2 more in a 3-1 home win over Borussia Dortmund in the UEFA Champions League. Dortmund were the 34th team he had scored against in the competition, breaking the previous record of 33 held by Cristiano Ronaldo and Raul. On December 2, Messi was awarded a record-breaking 6th Ballon d'Or. On December 8, Messi scored his record-breaking 35th hat-trick in La Liga with 3 goals in Barcelona's 5-2 home win over Mallorca. On February 22, 2020, Messi scored 4 goals in a 5-0 home win over Eibar in La Liga. On June 14, he scored in a 4-0 away win against Mallorca, becoming the first player ever in La Liga to score 20 goals or more in 12 consecutive seasons. On June 30, he scored a Panenka in a 2-2 home draw against Atletico Madrid in La Liga, to reach his 700th goal in his senior career for Barcelona and Argentina. On July 11, Messi provided his 20th assist of the league season for Arturo Vidal in a 1-0 away win over Real Valladolid, equaling Xavi's record of 20 assists in a single La Liga season from 2008 to 2009. With 22 goals, he also became only the second player ever, after Thierry Henry in the 2002-03 FA Premier League season with Arsenal, 24 goals and 20 assists, to record at least 20 goals and 20 assists in a single league season in one of Europe's top 5 leagues. Following his brace in a 5-0 away win against Alaves in the final match of the season on May 20, Messi finished the season as both the top scorer and top assist provider in La Liga, with 25 goals and 21 assists respectively, which saw him win his record 7th Pichichi trophy, overtaking Zara. However, Barcelona missed out on the league title to Real Madrid. On August 9, in the Champions League round of 16 second leg versus Napoli at the Camp Nou, Messi scored the second goal and earned a penalty which led to a third goal and led his side to a 3-1 home victory and qualified 4-2 on aggregate for the quarter-finals against Bayern Munich. On August 15, Messi suffered his worst defeat as a player as Bayern Munich beat Barcelona 8-2 in a one-off tie in Lisbon, leading to another disappointing exit from the Champions League. August 2020, desire to leave Barcelona. Win against Villarreal in La Liga. 2 days prior to the opening game, he again criticized the club, this time for the manner of Luis Suarez's departure, stating, "At this stage nothing surprises me anymore." On October 20, Messi scored a penalty in a 5-1 home victory against Ferencváros in the Champions League, becoming the first player in history to score in 16 consecutive Champions League seasons. On November 25, Messi was nominated for the 2020 Best FIFA Men's Player Award, and was later shortlisted as one of the final 3 candidates. On November 29, Messi scored his side's 4th goal in their 4-0 victory over Osasuna. After scoring, he unveiled a shirt of his former side Newell's Old Boys, in tribute to Argentine compatriot Diego Maradona, who had died 4 days earlier, and raised both hands to the screen showing Maradona's face in the stadium. The shirt was a number 10 replica of the same one Maradona had worn during his stint with the club in 1993. On December 17, Messi finished 3rd in the Best FIFA Men's Player Award behind Robert Lewandowski and Cristiano Ronaldo, and was included in the FIFA FIF Pro World 11 for the 14th consecutive year. On December 23, Messi scored his 644th goal for Barcelona against Real Valladolid in La Liga, surpassing Pelé with Santos as the player with the most goals scored for a single club. In order to celebrate his achievement, Budweiser sent personalized bottles of beer to every goalkeeper whom Messi has scored against. On January 17, 2021, Messi was sent off for the first time in his club career for violent conduct, swinging an arm at the head of Asier Villalobra, missed initially by the referee but reviewed via VAR, in the final minutes of Barcelona's 2-3 extra-time defeat to Athletic Bilbao in the 2020-2021 Supercopa de España final. On March 10, Messi scored from 35 yards out and later had a penalty saved in a 1-1 draw against Paris Saint-Germain at the Parc des Princes in the second leg of the Champions League round of 16 as Barcelona were eliminated at this stage for the first time in 14 years by an aggregate score of 2-5 after having lost 1-4 at home on February 16, with Messi scoring Barcelona's only goal in that game. On March 15, Messi scored 2 goals in a 4-1 win against Huesca, and became the first player in history to score at least 20 goals in 13 consecutive seasons in the top 5 European leagues. On March 21, he surpassed Xavi's record to reach a club record of 768 appearances, in which he also scored a brace in a 6-1 away win against Real Sociedad. On April 17, Messi scored twice as Barcelona defeated Athletic Bilbao 4-0 in the 2021 Copa del Rey final. With his second goal, he broke Gerd Muller's record of 30-plus goals in 12 consecutive club seasons, setting a new record of 13. With his 35th trophy with Barcelona, Messi also overtook former Manchester United winger Ryan Giggs as the most decorated footballer for a single club. On May 16, Messi scored his 30th league goal of the campaign in a 1-2 home defeat against Celta Vigo, which later turned out to be his final goal and match in a Barcelona shirt. The top goal scorer in La Liga, Messi received the Pichichi Trophy for a record 8th time in his career. It was also his record 5th consecutive win in La Liga, surpassing Alfredo Di Stefano and Hugo Sanchez, who both had 4 for Real Madrid. On July 1, Messi became a free agent after his contract expired, with negotiations on a new deal complicated due to financial issues at Barcelona. On August 5, Barcelona announced that Messi would not be staying at the club, even though both parties reached an agreement and were due to sign a contract that day. The club cited financial and structural obstacles posed by La Liga regulations as a reason for Messi's departure. Club president Joan Laporta also blamed the previous board for Messi's exit by saying, "The basis of everything is the calamitous and disastrous situation left by the previous board." He added by saying, "The expected debt is much higher and we had some sports contracts in place that meant we had no margin on salary." 3 days later, in a tearful press conference held at the Camp Nou, Messi confirmed that he would be leaving Barcelona. Paris Saint-Germain. 2021-2022, first season adjustments. On August 10, Messi joined French club Paris Saint-Germain. He signed a 2-year deal until June 2023 with an option for an extra year. Messi chose 30 as his squad number, the same he wore as a teenager when he made his senior debut for Barcelona. Messi made his debut for the club on August 29, coming on as a substitute in the second half of a 2-0 away win over Reims in Ligue 1. He made his first start and Champions League debut for the club in a 1-1 away draw against Club Brugge on September 15. 4 days later, Messi made his home debut for PSG in a 2-1 win over Lyon. On September 28, he scored his first goal for the club, a strike from the edge of the 18-yard box in a 2-0 Champions League group stage win over Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. On November 21, Messi scored his first League One goal in a 3-1 home victory over Nantes. Later that month, he provided a hat-trick of assists for the 5th time in his career as PSG beat Saint-Étienne 3-1 away from home. Having scored 40 goals at club and international level for the calendar year and helped Argentina win the 2021 Copa America, Messi received a record 7th Ballon d'Or on November 29. On January 2, 2022, PSG announced that Messi had tested positive for COVID-19, missing 2 league games and a cup game as a result. He made his return on January 23 in the league against Reims, where he came on as a substitute in the second half and assisted PSG's 3rd goal in a 4-0 home victory. On March 13, Following their Champions League elimination against Real Madrid in the round of 16, Messi and his teammate Neymar were booed by some of the PSG fans at the Parc des Princes in the league match against Bordeaux. Then PSG manager Mauricio Pochettino defended Messi by saying, "To judge Messi in this way is unfair," adding, "It was a year of learning, and not just on a professional level coming to Paris Saint-Germain, in a new league and with new teammates, but also on a family level." On April 23, he helped PSG clinch their 10th League One title after scoring from a strike outside the 18-yard box in a 1-1 draw against Lens at home. Messi finished his debut season with 11 goals and 14 assists across all competitions. He failed to reach double-figure league goals for the first time since 2005 to 2006, ending the campaign with 6. 2022 to 2023, regaining form. After adjusting to his new surroundings and settling in Paris, under new coach Christophe Galtier, Messi returned to his preferred free attacking role, being placed in his favored position as the playmaker behind two strikers, in an attacking trident with Neymar and Kylian Mbappé, quickly regaining his form from his previous season by starting off the new season on July 31 by scoring PSG's first goal in a 4-0 victory over Nantes in the Trophy des Champions, winning his second trophy with PSG. Due to his previous form last season, Messi was not nominated for the Ballon d'Or award for the first time since 2005. On August 21, Messi provided a long-range assist for Mbappé, clocked at 8 seconds, for Ligue 1's second fastest goal ever scored, before also scoring a goal in 7-1 away win over Lille. The following matches, after registering 6 goal contributions, including 1 goal and 5 assists, Messi was named Ligue 1's Player of the Month in September. On October 5, he scored in a 1-1 draw away to Benfica in the Champions League, becoming the only player in the competition's history to score against 40 different Champions League opponents. On October 25, he scored twice in a 7-2 Champions League win at home to Maccabi Haifa, setting the record for the most goals scored from outside the 18-yard box than any other player in the competition, with 23 goals. 4 days later, Messi scored and provided an assist as PSG won 4-3 against Troyes to remain top of the Ligue 1 table. The goal was his 7th of the league season and his 12th overall, surpassing his total output of 11 goals in all competitions during the 2021-2022 season in just 18 matches. Back home, however, Messi was the subject of harsher judgment. As the perceived best player in the world, he had been expected to lead an average team to the title, as Maradona arguably did in 1986. But he had failed to replicate his performances at Barcelona with the national team, leading to the accusation that he cared less about his country than his club. Maradona was replaced by Sergio Batista, who had orchestrated Argentina's Olympic victory. Batista publicly stated that he intended to build the team around Messi, employing him as a false nine within a 4-3-3 system, as used to much success by Barcelona. Although Messi scored a record 53 goals during the 2010-11 club season, he had not scored for Argentina in an official match since March 2009. Despite the tactical change, his goal drought continued during the 2011 Copa America, hosted by Argentina. Their first 2 matches, against Bolivia and Colombia, ended in draws. Media and fans noted that he did not combine well with striker Carlos Tevez, who enjoyed greater popularity among the Argentine public. Messi was consequently booed by his own team supporters for the first time in his career. During the crucial next match, with Tevez on the bench, he gave a well-received performance, assisting 2 goals in their 3-0 victory over Costa Rica. After the quarter-final against Uruguay ended in a 1-1 draw following extra time, with Messi having assisted their equalizer, Argentina were eliminated 4-5 in the penalty shootout by the eventual champions. 2011-2013, assuming the captaincy. After Argentina's unsuccessful performance in the Copa America, Batista was replaced by Alejandro Sabella. Upon his appointment in August 2011, Sabella awarded the 24-year-old Messi the captaincy of the squad, in accord with then-captain Javier Mascherano. Reserved by nature, Messi went on to lead his squad by example as their best player, while Mascherano continued to fulfill the role of the team's on-field leader and motivator. In a further redesign of the team, Sabella dismissed Tevez and brought in players with whom Messi had won the World Youth Championship and Olympic Games. Now playing in a free role in an improving team, Messi ended his goal drought by scoring during their first World Cup qualifying match against Chile on October 7. His first official goal for Argentina in 2.5 years. Under Sabella, Messi's goal-scoring rate drastically increased. Where he had scored only 17 goals in 61 matches under his previous managers, he scored 25 times in 32 appearances during the following 3 years. He netted a total of 12 goals in 9 games for Argentina in 2012, equaling the record held by Gabriel Batistuta for the most goals scored in a calendar year for their country. His first international hat-trick came in a friendly against Switzerland on February 29, 2012, followed by 2 more hat-tricks over the next year and a half in friendlies against Brazil and Guatemala. Messi then helped the team secure their place in the 2014 World Cup with a 5-2 victory over Paraguay on September 10, 2013 when he scored twice from penalty kicks, taking his international tally to 37 goals to become Argentina's second-highest goalscorer behind Batistuta. Overall, he had scored a total of 10 goals in 14 matches during the qualifying campaign. Concurrently with his bettered performances, his relationship with his compatriots improved, as he gradually began to be perceived more favorably in Argentina. 2014 to 2015, World Cup and Copa America Finals. Ahead of the World Cup in Brazil, doubts persisted over Messi's form, as he finished an unsuccessful and injury-plagued season with Barcelona. At the start of the tournament, however, he gave strong performances, being elected man of the match in their first 4 matches. In his first World Cup match as captain, he led them to a 2-1 victory over Bosnia and Herzegovina. He helped create Sead Kolasinac's own goal and scored their second strike after a dribble past 3 players. His first World Cup goal since his debut in the tournament 8 years earlier. During the second match against Iran, he scored an injury-time goal from 25 yards out to end the game in a 1-0 win, securing their qualification for the knockout phase. He scored twice in the last group match, a 3-2 victory over Nigeria, his second goal coming from a free kick, as they finished first in their group. Messi assisted a late goal in extra time to ensure a 1-0 win against Switzerland in the round of 16. And played in the 1-0 quarter-final win against Belgium as Argentina progressed to the semi-final of the World Cup for the first time since 1990. Following a 0-0 draw in extra time, they eliminated the Netherlands 4-2 in a penalty shootout to reach the final, with Messi scoring his team's first penalty. Billed as Messi versus Germany, the world's best player against the best team. The final was a repeat of the 1990 final featuring Diego Maradona. Within the first half hour, Messi had started the play that led to a goal, but it was ruled offside. He missed several opportunities to open the scoring throughout the match, in particular at the start of the second half when his breakaway effort went wide of the far post. Substitute Mario Götze finally scored in the 113th minute. Followed in the last minute of extra time by a free kick that Messi sent over the net, as Germany won the match 1-0 to claim the World Cup. At the conclusion of the final, Messi was awarded the Golden Ball as the best player of the tournament. In addition to being the joint third highest goal scorer, with 4 goals and an assist, he created the most chances, completed the most dribbling runs, made the most deliveries into the penalty area and produced the most through balls in the competition. However, his selection drew criticism due to his lack of goals in the knockout round. FIFA President Sepp Blatter expressed his surprise, while Maradona suggested that Messi had undeservedly been chosen for marketing purposes. Another final appearance, the third of Messi's senior international career, followed in the 2015 Copa America, held in Chile. Under the stewardship of former Barcelona manager Gerardo Martino, Argentina entered the tournament as title contenders due to their second-place achievement at the World Cup. During the opening match against Paraguay, they were ahead 2 goals by halftime but lost their lead to end the match in a 2-2 draw. Messi had scored from a penalty kick, netting his only goal in the tournament. Following a 1-0 win against defending champions Uruguay, Messi earned his 100th cap for his country in the final group match, a 1-0 win over Jamaica, becoming only the 5th Argentine to achieve this milestone. In his 100 appearances, he had scored a total of 46 goals for Argentina, 22 of which came in official competitive matches. As Messi evolved from the team's symbolic captain into a genuine leader, he led Argentina to the knockout stage as group winners. In the quarter-final, they created numerous chances, including a rebound header by Messi, but were repeatedly denied by Colombia's goalkeeper, and ultimately ended the match scoreless, leading to a 5-4 penalty shootout in their favor, with Messi netting his team's first spot kick. At the semi-final stage, Messi excelled as a playmaker as he provided 3 assists and helped create 3 more goals in his side's 6-1 victory over Paraguay, receiving applause from the initially hostile crowd. Argentina started the final as the odds-on title favorites, but were defeated by Chile 4-1 in a penalty shootout after a 0-0 extra-time draw. Faced with aggression from opposing players, including taking a boot to the midriff, Messi played below his standards, though he was the only Argentine to successfully convert his penalty. At the close of the tournament, he was reportedly selected to receive the Most Valuable Player award but rejected the honor. As Argentina continued a trophy drought that began in 1993, the World Cup and Copa America defeats again brought intense criticism for Messi from Argentine media and fans. 2016-2017, third Copa America final, retirement, and return. Messi's place in Argentina's Copa America Centenario squad was initially put in jeopardy when he sustained a back injury in a 1-0 friendly win over Honduras in a pre-Copa America warm-up match on May 27, 2016. It was later reported that he had suffered a deep bruise in his lumbar region. He was later left on the bench in Argentina's 2-1 opening win over defending champions Chile on June 6 due to concerns regarding his fitness. Although Messi was declared match fit for his nation's second group match against Panama on June 10, Martino left him on the bench once again. He replaced Augusto Fernandez in the 61st minute and subsequently scored a hat-trick in 19 minutes, also starting the play which led to Sergio Aguero's goal, as the match ended in a 5-0 victory, sealing Argentina's place in the quarter-finals of the competition. He was elected man of the match for his performance. On June 18, in the quarter-final of the Copa America against Venezuela, Messi produced another man-of-the-match performance, assisting 2 goals and scoring another in a 4-1 victory, which enabled him to equal Gabriel Batistuta's national record of 54 goals in official international matches. This record was broken 3 days later when Messi scored a free kick in a 4-0 semi-final win against hosts the United States. He also assisted 2 goals during the match as Argentina sealed a place in the final of the competition for a second consecutive year, and was named man of the match once again.